So I have a lot of questions about Charlie Kirk security detail, and this is me not pointing fingers or blaming anyone, and I just want to make that very clear. But I do have a lot of questions, and the videos that I've been watching over and over again, and there's many videos that I have seen, and when his security detail was when they heard the gunshot and they one of them went across the table, to get to Charlie Kirk's aid and help him after hearing that gunshot. And which that's fine because when during chaos, you have to act fast and think quick. But what I noticed with some of his security detail while they were helping Charlie Kirk, I noticed there was no blood in their hands. When someone bleed out like that, and the way that Charlie Kirk bled out that way, you would think that if you're putting pressure on the wound and trying to stop the bleeding, that there would be blood on their hands. And I noticed that with certain security details, there was no blood. And I'm asking the question, why there's not blood? And also, what they were handing to each other. Because it seemed like instead of like taking care of Charlie and stopping the bleeding, they were passing something over. And I wonder why. So let's get into it and welcome back everyone to my channel. That's it. Okay, you guys, so something is just not clicking to me. It's not clicking to me at all. And this is me saying I am not accusing Charlie Kirk's security detail at all. I'm just trying to figure out questions in regards to this because it doesn't make any sense after, watching footage after footage and why there's no blood on the security hands while they were applying pressure. If they were applying pressure, again, I'm not accusing anyone, but I'm just asking the questions because when I was watching the footage, like I said, something is just not clicking to me. How come there's no blood in their hands? Did they apply pressure on Charlie Kirk's neck to stop the bleeding? Did Why they took him to the nearest hospital instead of a hospital closer to to attend to that wound that he got shot in his neck. Even though a lot of people are saying that he was already dead when the bullet hit him through his neck, that there was no possibility of survival. But anything is possible if he would have went to the nearest hospital instead of to a further out hospital. But anyway, another question I have: why did they pay the crime scene? Why didn't they protected the crime scene when all this happened? Did they gather all the information and evidence? And did they do the forensic properly? I don't know. These are the questions that I'm asking that someone can like give me answers to. I know Candace Owens, she is on it. She is doing her, her investigation to find out the truth. What happened to Charlie Kirk. I always say, and a lot of people say, follow the money. Turning Point is a huge corporatization and is based on Christians and among other people as well. And maybe certain people at that company had their hands on Charlie Kirk. Not saying that they pulled the trigger, but maybe they played a part in Charlie Kirk assassination. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. However, what I can say is that Candace Owens, she's producing receipts, and she's the only one, to be honest with you, the only one that really gives a damn and cares and wants to get to the bottom of the truth. I don't understand where Charlie Kirk friends are, the FBI, I don't know what they're doing. Again, they should just turn the investigation to Candace Owens, let her take the lead, which she is, and let her investigate because it seems like we're getting more answers through Candace Owens than the FBI. And I just don't understand that people are so, they say, so high remarks of Charlie Kirk, but they're not doing anything to investigate to find out the truth, what happened to that friend that they're allegedly saying. If that was my friend that I was close to and then they founded this company and then they hired me and stuff like that, I want to get to the bottom of the truth as well, because the truth always wins. And for some of his friends who, were at the memorial service, I just feel like they just don't care. Like it happens, it's the FBI's handling it, and that's it. When the FBI has been lying to us from the get go, from the whole narrative, from the text messages, from the blurry footage of the surveillance camera, everything was just not mapping correctly. It was not mapping at all, you guys. It's not. And we all have eyes that we can see this, that none of it made sense. And the only person that's given us clarification about this is Candace Owens. But people are flagging her for this. People are just saying that she's crazy. She shouldn't be investigating. She doesn't know the whole facts. But she's the one that's putting it out there. She's the one who's giving receipts. So I don't understand why people are saying that she's not producing receipts when she actually is. So what is it? Like, you don't want her to know, to figure out the truth. You don't want her to know what really happened to Charlie Kirk. So basically we should just accept the narrative that it was Tyler Robinson when clearly he's not the shooter. I don't know why some of these networks are not saying that. I guess they want to figure out more. They're waiting for more investigation, more evidence instead of like telling the truth because they don't want to get fired from their network if they say the wrong things. But sometimes you just have to like take that chance, and especially if you have all your information and you fact check everything, then you just present what you know instead of presenting what the media is telling us. Because again, the media is just telling all lies and BS, and it's not actually true. And you just don't know what to believe. You don't know what to believe. They're really telling us the actual news, which I believe they're not. They're just spinning this narrative that they want us to hear, and which is not really true. But again, I just want to show you a video of what I suspect a little bit suspicious, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me otherwise, but this video is very, very suspicious to me, and I just don't see any blood at all. All I notice that one security is passing something to another security, and then another security, and then they left. And to me, that's a little suspicious to me. That's a little red flag. Shouldn't they be more focused on Charlie Kirk and stopping the bleeding, putting pressure on that wound instead of like passing something else to someone? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm going to show you a first video of it and just take a look and see. This is not it. There we go. So before I start, I'm sorry, let me just fast forward again. This is a pretty fast, and I'm going to show you a slower version so you can see in your own eyes what happened. Now, like I said before I get to started, that, it was chaos, it was crazy, and, you have to react fast when you hear a shooting. And I'm not blaming anyone on the security. It's just very, very odd to me that, the person that they paid to protect, it's in my eyes, what I'm seeing, that's not protection. It seems like they're passing something to get rid of. And the guy with the black glasses and the black shirt, it seemed like he has a mega glasses, and he was touching it, clicking on something. And I'm thinking to myself, shouldn't he be more focused on whatever you're recording to protect Charlie, meaning stopping the bleeding, instead of like clicking on a button on your glasses? I don't know. It just looks very, 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 very suspicious to me, but take a look. Oops, hold on. I pull it up. My apologies, you guys. There we go. Let's start this again.
Be strong. Give everything to God. No matter how hurt you are. Stop grieving. Stop chasing the mirage. Say to yourself, there is no water in this desert. I need to find an alternate way, and the alternate way is to come out of this desert. Stop chasing what is non-existent. And what is non-existent? Stop chasing the world, because the world will never give you a healed heart. The world will always break your heart. Remember, wake up, my son. Wake up, my daughter. The more you chase the world, the more your heart is broken and will be shattered once and for all.
in the back pocket. What did he pause? What did he pass to the other guy with the tan shirt? What was it? Again, it doesn't. It seems very off. You would think when someone got shot that you would. Your main focus is to stop the bleeding. Your main focus is to get to the person that you're trying to protect, not pass something along to another security team detail. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm like, this is pretty off and weird. It looks very suspicious. Now, I'm not saying that they're guilty of anything, but this looks very suspicious in my eyes.
In the world, thinking that you're going to find happiness, you're going to find the ultimate, you're going to find the perfect person, you're going to find the perfect business, you're going to find the perfect life. In this world, there is nothing perfect except the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Okay, now I'm going to show you a slower version so you can see what's happening here. So this is the second video. Whoops. Just make this a little bit higher. Hold on, guys. Come on. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now, pause. Now I'm going to rewind this again because this is a better version. And that guy took something, handed to the other guy, as you can see. What was that? Now that guy that jumped on top of the table, why he's not securing Charlie Kirk? Why he's not helping out? Even though there was 3 men helping out, but still, what was so eager for that man to jump out of that table, go through the table, you know what I mean, the table, and then handed something to the other guy? What was it? It seemed like some type of camera or some type of footage. I don't know what it is. But to me, what I'm looking at is a red flag. It's a red flag. And there should be more concern of Charlie than whatever he's passing along. There we go. He put it in his pocket. What did he put in his pocket? That is the $1 million question. And why the FBI is not noticing that? Why the FBI is not saying anything? Again, very, 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 very suspicious. Here we go. What was that? What is that? And he took off. He jumped. I'm just gonna grab that. Doesn't that make sense? One more time, you guys. So my eyes is not playing tricks on me. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this was all a plan, was all a setup to set up Charlie. I don't know. But looking at this, I'm very, very surprised again. Like I'm saying, the FBI is not investigating this. The FBI is not finding this a little bit suspicious. Again, Charlie Kirk just got shot. This security guard, security whatever, okay, guard. Again, I'm not pointing accusations. He went through the table, grabbed something, and handed to another guy with a tan shirt instead of like helping and saving his boss. Make it make sense, guys. Again, something's not clicking. Something is not clicking at all, and none of it makes sense. Another person grabbed something. Another one put it in his pocket. Again, I don't know what is going on. What is happening here, you guys? What is happening? I just don't understand. And my thing is, there were like, what, how many students? Over 3,000, right, Apollo? Right? 3,000? He's saying yes. Okay. Maybe more. And everyone had cameras. Phones. Everyone was recording, okay, taking pictures. and and there's so many mega data, and you're trying to tell me that you couldn't get all that data to do all your footage investigation. I just don't understand. It just only took the certain ones that we can't see. That the man, the little boy, the young gentleman that was climbing up the stairs to the rooftop, clearly, clearly we can see that is not Tyler Robinson. That is a different guy. And I knew that from the get go when they first posted that picture when they were doing their manhunt and trying to find the shooter. And we didn't know at the time who the shooter was. But looking at that picture of that young gentleman walking up the stairs, and then when they finally captured Tyler Robinson, you put the pictures together, they're both two different people. Anyone can say that, okay? And for them to use that narrative that Tyler Robinson and this other person is the same person, they're not. They're totally two different people. And my thing is, why they're making Tyler Robinson the main narrative of this assassination of Charlie Kirk? Why they're saying that he's a shooter? Clearly, he's not, because he did not confess. He did not confess. They didn't have They didn't find the mortar weapon on him. They found it in the middle of the woods altogether. They're saying that he left a screwdriver. They said that he dismantled the firearm. So basically, he shot Charlie Kirk, got the screwdriver, unscrewed it, packed it up, climbed on the roof. And the question is, too, how did he get to the roof? That's my main thing. How did he get up to the roof? Did he got access to it? Did someone told him where to go? Did he map up the place before the whole assassination occurred? To me, this was all planned. To me, he was the decoy boy among George Zinn as well. And I bank on that. They're both were decoy boys. Then so he went down, climbed down the roof, then walked down, went to the bushes, dismantled it. Okay, no, he dismantled it up in the roof. Then he put it back together, placed it on the woods so the FBI can find it. Then he had time to walk to Dairy Queen's and grab a burger and fries and pretend nothing happened. That sounds pretty off to me, don't you think? That sounds very not clicking, obviously. But hey, that's what the FBI want us to think. That's the narrative that they're presenting, which to me is completely false. They really, really, really messed it up with the text messages because no one doesn't talk like that, okay? First of all, AI created that text messages, and they probably said AI just have a 20-year-old send text messages back to one another when probably AI is probably reading back in the 20s how people talk, because no one doesn't say my love. Young college students, they don't talk like that. My love. They say hey, babe, baby. But my love, that's like back in the 20s or whatever. People don't talk like that in general. Period. And we all know this too. But anyway, text messages a bunch of bogus, and that's terrible on the FBI part. Now I want to show you another video of Charlie Kirk reaching and pointing out. And I don't know what to make of this, to be honest with you. I don't know if that was the last thing that was seen of him reaching out and pointing out. I don't know if he was signaling something or because he was pointing up. I don't know if he was saying, I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. But that's the last thing that was obviously of Charlie Kirk. And it just looks very, I wouldn't say disturbing, but again, it looks pretty off. I don't know if he was trying to signal someone or trying to let someone know. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. Again, I don't know what to make of this. And again, yeah, those three gentlemen trying to help him, but there's no blood in his hand. Make it make sense. I don't know what to make of this. I really don't with these videos. But take a look at Charlie Kirk reaching out and pointing up. And I don't know what to make of this, you guys. Maybe you guys can and let me know. Take a listen. Now, He's pointing up. I'm going to rewind this again. As you can see, there's three gentlemen, okay? The guy with the black shirt with the mega glasses, the other guy, security, and the other security as well. Three of them. Now, what are they doing? Are they adding pressure? Again, there's no blood in their hands. Are they adding pressure to Charlie Cooper, or are they doing something? I don't know. Again, I'm just speculating here. I'm not accusing anyone. I'm just looking what I'm seeing, and it doesn't seem right to me. Now he's pointing. What is he pointing up to? Yeah, it just looks very odd, very just suspicious to me. Again, I don't know if he was reaching up for help or trying to give a sign, a signal. I'm not quite sure. I just wanted to share that with you guys because it doesn't make any sense to me. But if you can find something and notice something out of the ordinary, please let me know. Please let me know. And then lastly, before I let you guys go, I just want to show you this the security guard, the one I was talking to you about the mega glasses and how he just clicks on it to record and then he clicks to stop. And I didn't know that was a thing, to be honest with you. I had no idea that they could make glasses like that. I guess that's like glasses to the future. I don't know, because I'm not really a tech person. But my thing is, it just looks really suspicious. But anyway, take a look to see what I'm talking about because it just looks very, very odd to me. And these are the three gentlemen again that I spoke to you about in the last video. So take a look. Now, that guy, the circle, what I'm circling at, handed something to this other gentleman, okay, which I saw a video of him. So someone took a video of him and then he had some type of badge, but he removed the badge. And my thing is, if you're a deputy or a police officer or a detective, why would you remove your badge if someone's recording? Unless you're not really a detective, unless you're really not a deputy and you just having that as a disguise to pretend that you are, because no normal person would do that if you are a formal law enforcement. Just saying. Now look at him with the glasses still. Now, let's look at it one more time. And there's something over. We don't know what it is. I'm speculating here. Maybe there was something attached to Charlie before the gunshot hit him in his neck. Maybe they grabbed it, whatever it was, handed to that person because that would have been obviously evidence. And they didn't want anyone to have that evidence because it became a crime scene now. That's just my suspicious of this. Not suspicious, but my idea of that. Because what else could they grab? Because he only had a necklace on his neck and he had this black thing on his white shirt. And I'm thinking some type of speaker thing that that he can talk to if his audio thing machine or whatever goes down, that he have some type of backup. Again, I'm not a tech person, but that's what I guessing what that was that they handed over to another gentleman. Again, it doesn't make any sense. You would think when someone got shot like that, brutal like that, your main focus is to stop the bleeding. Your main focus is to make sure that that person's okay, not what they have on them, that you giving it to someone else so someone can put it in their pocket. To me, that looks suspicious. That is a red flag, in my opinion. see he's clicking something. I don't know if he's turning something off. If you can see, it's hard to tell, but it's hard to see, pardon me, but you can see on the left side of his hand that he's clicking something. What are you clicking on? Shouldn't you be focused on trying to stop the bleeding? Applying pressure, using your thumb to put pressure on the wound that got shot? Instead of you stopping recording something. What is it? Again, very, very suspicious. Okay. Listen, again, I'm not accusing anyone. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But in my eye, everyone's a suspect. Everyone that was around Charlie Kirk, people should be questioning, okay? The finances, the executive director, the chief of staff, whoever was in control of Turning Point and whatever, everyone should be questioning everybody. I just don't know why the FBI is not doing that. Are they making Tyler Robinson the main suspect, which he's not? And I can just see this is what's going to happen. Okay, two things are going to end up happening. Okay, this is my prediction. One, something's going to happen to Tyler Robinson, and then they're going to say he killed himself. It's like what they did with Jeffrey Epstein, that he committed suicide. Or when this goes to trial and the man still does not confess because he was being pressured by the FBI, and then the FBI pressured his parents to say that he's the one that did it, and if he doesn't confess that he did it, they're going to raid his house and it's going to be a spectacle and blah blah blah. Okay, so just turn yourself in and just say that you did this when Robinson's saying, and he applied by this, and he's not saying the word. He did not confess. There's no fingerprints. The only fingerprints that they have, pardon me, is the screwdriver, but not the murder weapon. Okay, so what kind of case the FBI is going to build? Because I can tell you this, Candace Owens is going to shut it down. Okay, the FBI have no case, and they know it too. So I suggest, and Candace actually suggested it too, that tell the truth, because once the evidence comes out and proof of it, they have no case. The case is going to be shattered into pieces. And then Tyler Robinson is going to walk out that courtroom as an innocent man. Now, did he have some part of it? Yes, he should be charged or something. Absolutely. But should he be charged for something that he didn't do, meaning that Charlie Kirk assassination? No, because there's someone else out there who actually did it. And I'm going to be quite honest with you, that we may not know who the real shooter is, and that real shooter will never be apprehended and be arrested and be held accountable. That's what's going to happen. The real shooter has went away. Okay, probably Europe or some type of in Europe country. Okay, he's not even in the States. Okay, I'm just telling you this. He is not in the States. Okay, the shooter is long gone. Okay, so now they have to have someone else take the heat, take the blame for it. So why not a 22-year-old young college student that says that he's suicidal when he's not suicidal, according to Candace Owens? And yeah, so two things, like I said, is going to happen. Something's going to happen to Tyler Robinson, one, or the cases is going to blow up in the FBI's face, and they have no evidence or anything to corroborate what the FBI is telling us, and their case is just going to fall apart. And just going to fall apart, and he's going to walk. So those are those two options that Tyler Robinson have, unfortunately. And I hope the second option works opposed to the first one, because that's the FBI. FBI can do things to ruin your life. They can set you up. They can create things that you say that you're there and you're not. Hello, AI. They can falsify pictures, footage, anything. For example, I'm home right now. They can say I am Timbuktu, and I committed a crime when I've been here this whole time. You go on and say they can falsify things. I don't know why people don't understand that. The FBI is not our friends. The government is not our friends. They tend to cover and hide things up for their narrative. Now I don't understand why. Again, that's why I keep saying The Israeli government, they're controlling us. They're already controlling TikTok already. They're controlling our speech, trying to censor our speech. Okay? If you criticize or say anything about the Israel government, you are banned from TikTok. Okay? They're going to censor you. They're going to give you strikes and stuff like that. That's why I suggest have your own platform. Have your own platform because, again, they shouldn't be asserting themselves of our free speech. They shouldn't dictate what we should or should not say. We should criticize anything that we really want. That is the part, no, let me rephrase that. That is the beauty of the United States. To criticize, to like, to dislike, to agree, to disagree, to have an open discussion, open debate, and that's it. Okay? But for an Israeli government to dictate to us, Americans, Christians, to tell us what we can or cannot say, what we can or cannot dictate, is just crazy to me. It's just crazy what the world has gone to. I feel like our country is just getting worse. And Donald Trump is just allowing it. He's allowing this man, Bibi Netanyahu, to dictate our speech. When President Trump said he would not allow this, he said China is a threat. When China is not really a threat. It's really the Israel government is the threat. But that was a facade for President Trump to tell us when it's a lie. It's a lie. They just want the data so they can control it and give it to the Israel government. So if you say anything negative about them, boom, you're gone. You're finished. And it's just wild to me. It's just wild. And that's all I have to say about that. I will definitely keep you posted on anything weird that I see. If you have any questions or anything that you can tell me about the videos that I just shared with you, please feel free to tell me so we can get to the bottom of this. I know Candace Owens, she is on it. I've been watching her videos after videos and taking notes. And I have to say, and I'm sorry, whether you like Candace Owens or not, whether you agree with her or not, this woman's on point, and she's making more sense than anyone else because she's the only one that's investigating. She's the only one that cares. Okay, she wants to get to the bottom of the truth. What sense of her of lying? And a lot of people say, "Oh, she's saying this to get views, this to get likes, this to get attention." Well, who else are we going to trust? We can't trust our own government because they're not telling us anything. We can't trust the mainstream media because they tend to lie. So who do you expect us to listen to? Obviously, I'm going to listen to Candace Owens because she's the one who tells the truth. She doesn't lie. She doesn't sugarcoat it. And I haven't seen any evidence of the fact that she is telling the truth. I haven't seen any inkling of any lies or deception from her, period. It's just that people don't like her. People don't like that she's telling the truth and she's very straightforward. And again, like I said, you may not like or agree with what she's saying, but don't you want to know the bottom of the truth, what happened to Charlie Kirk, what really happened, so this never happens again? I don't understand why people are scared. The cover-ups, I don't understand why people are not speaking up. What are you afraid of? And I keep saying that money rules all evil. When you make a deal with the devil, you're done. Okay, you're done. And you think the truth is not going to come out? The truth always comes out. It may take longer, but I keep saying the truth always comes out. And people love making a deal with the devil. People love money. Money rules all evil, you guys. Okay? But when you tell the truth and when you're consistent, you have nothing to hide. And people are afraid more of the truth than the lies. That needs to stop. I just don't understand why people don't want to know the truth about Charlie Kirk. So this never happens again. Why they just want to keep playing around and then for us to accept this narrative, to accept this lies. I don't anymore. My eyes are wide open. Before it was wide shut, and I used to believe that the government loved us, care about our well-being. And then when I woke up and start reading articles and actually paying attention this time, actually really paying attention, that I came to the realization that the government do not care about the American people. Okay? They don't. Don't they care about themselves? Don't they care about making money? Don't they care about their narrative and just keeping this country safe and just telling us what we want to hear? And you know what I mean? It's like they're trying to set this narrative like what you see is what you get and that is it, and move on and not ask questions, not be a little bit of detective. They just don't want us to have common sense. Basically, what they're saying we should just accept their narrative and that's it. In which, no, we shouldn't. If you have questions, you should ask. Just like if you're going to buy a house or a car or whatever, or you putting your child into college or school, you like to ask questions. You just don't say, okay, I just want to buy the vehicle and that's it. Okay, I'm just going to take my child to daycare and not ask questions or observe the facility. It's like being operated on. So you're just going to trust a doctor. Okay, I'm just going to give you my copay and pay my deductible, and you can just operate on me without asking questions. It doesn't make any sense. And that's the same thing that we're asking. We're asking questions that doesn't make any sense. And then when we ask questions, oh, you're trying to gaslight us like there's nothing there. You're just trying to be a troublemaker. You're just saying things. You're making up things. You're trying to get clicks and likes. It doesn't work anymore. Okay? It doesn't, because we know when people do that, you're trying to shut us up because there's truth into what's going on or what really happened with Charlie Kirk, that you're trying to shut down the truth and just trying to gaslight us and say all these meaningful, hurtful things, which it doesn't work anymore on anyone. So anyway, you guys, that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you think, and just please comment below, because I would love to get your input and your thoughts of what I just discovered and what I just posted on my channel. So thank you so much for joining in. That's it. And I will see you guys tomorrow.